It's really an honor to share pages in this issue with such great writers. And I want to thank you all for coming here tonight when you could be at home watching Anthony Bourdain, jerking off, and crying, which is what happens a lot at my house on Sunday nights. You can record it. I'm not going to read about that. I'm going to read an excerpt from an essay called Yellow. I'm just going to read the first few pages of it. It is in this issue, and it's also an excerpt from my book that is coming out. When I met Joe at Pleasures, my mom had been dead 4 months. Mom never lectured me about being a stripper, but I don't think she would have liked Pleasures. It was dirty, smelled like spilled beer, bug poison, and the cheap body spray used to cover the stench of puke. Jutting up from the tops of tables, the poles were precariously near the mirrors. They would have been easy to smash, and that day I wanted to smash them. On stage, I grabbed the pole and hoisted myself upside down, staring into my gray eyes in the mirror that looked exactly like Mom's, except mine were wild with the rage of losing her. Fuck everyone who's not my mom, I thought, flinging off my bra and lowering myself to the ground, balancing on my black stilettos. Accountable to no one, dancing free of the weight of self-preservation, I welcomed the darkness inside Pleasures, where I wasn't grieving according to plan. Which stage of grief is reckless fury? The grubby red carpet spun beneath me as I walked towards the blur of men slumped in their seats, as if they'd been there weeks. It was dead inside Pleasures. Then I caught him looking. Pasty blonde kid in khaki shorts and a baggy surfer t-shirt. Must have a fake ID, I thought. He sipped clear liquid from a rocks glass. Said he was from San Diego, 2 hours away. How'd you get here? I asked. Train, he said. He whipped out a phone out of his pocket and showed me pictures of his 2 cats, told me about his mother's boyfriend, their arguments, and their pot smoking. My dad's here in Pasadena, he said. He slid his arm around my shoulders while an Asian girl in thigh-high boots twirled around the pole. Bikini ribbons flying behind her like blurry pink antennae. I'm a virgin, he said. No, you're not, I said, and squeezed his knee, scooted closer to him and crossed my thighs. Not Mom's legs, I thought. Shimmering in their Hanes control top pantyhose, her voice looped through my mind beneath the music and over the DJ. I swear, he insisted, 2 vodka tonics brave. You probably ordered them because it seemed mature. Can you show me? Legally, we couldn't touch or be touched at Pleasures, though the customers tried. I'll pay, he said. Come on, hooking was for brittle, damaged girls with no options. I mean, what would Mom think? And I wanted to feel whole. I wanted to feel worthy, loved. I wanted Mom's lips, legs that I would never see again. Yes spilled out of my mouth before I could take it back. And by the time he bought a couple of more lap dances from me, Joe was drunk. I gave him my phone number. He suggested we meet at my apartment, where I would teach him how to kiss, show him how to fuck. It wasn't a lot of money, but then it's never only about the money. It's about drying the dishes, emptying the garbage. It's about a childhood of digging through my mom's purse and chewing all of her skinny red sticks of dentine gum, playing in her treasure chest of Avon lipsticks, pink and brown frosts that she layered to make the right shade of bronze for her plush mouth. I wanted Mom's lips, so I smeared her peach stains together and turned my lips orange, brushed rouge on my cheeks for 3rd grade picture day. At school, Sister Jean yanked my Dr. Pepper flavored lip balm from my hand and threw it in the trash can. Precocious was the word the principal, Father Brady, used on the phone with my mom. I wrote it on my hand so I could look it up later. On the other end, she explained that she had given me permission to wear the makeup. And now he glared at me, offering me a Kleenex. Wipe it off, he said, after he hung up with her. I smeared my lips onto the tissue and walked back into the dark school hallway, hot, from the tips of my ears to my inner thighs, with the shame of being bad. Back in class, when Sister Jean turned her back to explain long division, I smeared my mouth again with Bonnie Bell, and the next morning, and for many after that, Mom patted down my neck and stomach with perfumed body powder, Charlie, while I watched her curl her thick brown hair into waves like a Breck shampoo model. Pay attention, she said. I am. A couple of afternoons later, Joe showed up with his bicycle, which he hauled up the stairs to my one-bedroom apartment in Silver Lake. He leaned against the wall of my hallway. "Hey, babe," he said, like he rehearsed it in his dad's mirror 100 times. He handed me a sealed white envelope and I counted the bills and tossed it in a drawer, 300, which was more than I would make at Pleasures, but not that much more. I led him to my couch and French kissed him deeply, like this, feeling silly in a green dress with cherries on it, wishing I had chosen something more severe and authoritative. NPR played in the background as I slid his hands along my bare hips and counted 3 more songs before removing the dress and leading him into my bedroom. I tore open a condom and showed him how to put it on, careful not to seem like a flight attendant demonstrating a life vest. He was on clean white sheets like the ones on Mom's hospital bed where she shivered and moaned. I went back to stripping on the day that I found out she was sick. It wasn't her husband who noticed, but her neighbor with the chickens. "Charlene says I'm banana yellow. Anyway, we're going to San Francisco to see a specialist," she said. My keys dropped to the floor. I called back, but Mom didn't pick up. I climbed into my Didden Nissan for my hour commute from East LA to the West Side, where at the time I worked as a receptionist in an entertainment law firm. Joggers ran the opposite direction toward a reservoir with a circular dirt path, and I wanted to park my car, leap into the pale morning sun, and sprint after them instead of speeding down Beverly Boulevard to Wilshire, where I'd answered phones for at least 8 hours under fluorescent lights. On NPR, a velvet-voiced man described the molting habits of cicadas, which reminded me of Mom's tanned skin now the color of urine. His voice was thick and soothing as I applied mascara, steering with 2 left fingers and my right knee. After the cicada story, the host interviewed a World War II veteran about the origins of live radio and the end of it. He talked about the pre-programmed shows and advertisements replacing current news, and how live radio became a frantic ghost flashing ideograms of a manufactured future. "Radio was all we had back then," he said, describing his family huddled on the floor, humming Coca-Cola jingles, ears perked for the news about the war's end. The car ahead skidded to a stop, and I slammed my brakes to avoid crumpling my bumper. Black mascara lines dripped down both my cheeks as I pulled into the parking lot of the firm. According to the clock on the microwave, by the time I turned on the office lights and made the coffee, I was 11 minutes late. I opened the individual plastic pockets of grounds, tucked a few unopened ones into my purse. As the pot gurgled, I walked to my desk, where stacks of client bills waited. There were depositions to schedule, a birthday card to sign from one of the attorneys. The little square eyeballs on the phone twinkled with messages, but I went into the bathroom instead, dabbed my eyes with a wet paper towel, and pondered my mom's angry liver attacking her golden skin. Had her drinking escalated? Was it cirrhosis? Would her liver have to be removed? Could I give her mine? I smeared bright pink lipstick on my lips, looked into the mirror, and searched for hidden pockets of yellow pallor. I'm my mom's daughter. My skin is hers.